downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view. There's something special here, you feel it too. Your host Dani, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, girls of your day. Good morning, Frederick, rise and shine. City's so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view. There's something special here, you feel it too. Good morning, Frederick, rise and shine. A city so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view. There's something special here, you feel it too. Your host Dani, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, girls of your day. Good morning, Frederick, rise and shine. City's so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view. There's something special here, you feel it too. Good morning, Frederick, rise and shine. A city so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view. There's something special here, you feel it too. Your host Dani, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, girls of your day. Good morning, Frederick, rise and shine. A city so live.
Good morning, Frederick. Today is Wednesday, July 10th, and I'm your host, Dani Curry. We're at 545 subscribers on our YouTube channel. I'd love to hit 550 by the end of the day. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's a big milestone, and we're trying to get to that 1,000 by September. And if you can, share the stream or encourage a couple of friends to subscribe. When you subscribe, it tells YouTube that people are interested in this content, and they send it out to more people, thus garnering more attention for our local businesses and our town, quite frankly. I think we've got us on such a great spotlight right now, and everything is happening right here in Frederick. If you're a business and you're thinking about sponsoring Good Morning Frederick, well, you should. Or if you'd like to be interviewed, now is the time. We surpassed 91,000 total views on the 7th, and we're getting approximately 5,000 to 7,000 views per week on our videos. Our videos average about 1,100 total views, which is amazing. These numbers only take into account our full shows, not the segments or shorts or stream, other things that are on our YouTube channel. I only count the full shows that we do because we're in 8 places right now, live, which is pretty awesome. So I think we're going to hit 100,000 total views in about 10 days, which is very exciting. I might need to throw a party to celebrate. You can send me some of your ideas on what we should do. It's just very exciting. And I really, really am appreciative of all the support that's everyone has offered. Even just the, hey, I saw your show. I mean, just knowing you guys are watching and sharing and commenting and liking like I've been begging you to do. I'm so appreciative. And I really hope you're enjoying the content. I am going to take a hard look at what we've accomplished at the 100-day mark. So the 100th show, which is coming up on August 20th, which is unreal to think about. We're going to look back and we're going to make sure that this is something that people want. So I'm going to be asking for your feedback. So get that constructive criticism going. I'm fine. I've got a thick skin. I can handle it. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are and what you'd like to see. Now, I do partner with the home of Everything Frederick and the Facebook group Everything Frederick and More. And if you have not joined the group on Facebook, Everything Frederick and More, you're nuts. You're missing out because there's so much great information available there. And if you're a local business and you're not utilizing that group with 130,000 people in it, you're insane. It's free. And Shannon has worked very hard to make that an amazing group. And it's available to you. And so we both believe that giving local businesses and nonprofits the platforms to be able to get the word out at no cost, we make sure that that's available, but we also want to give back, both of us. And so we are raising money right now for 2 organizations. First, I want to thank everybody who donated during the show yesterday. I think I still need about 90 pairs of shoes before the deadline, which is coming up in about 15 days, so that I can hit the 200 pairs of shoe total. And I appreciate Shannon sent a photo or posted a photo yesterday of the shoes that she and Tara got for us. And I am, let me just see here. Yeah, so the shoes need to be new. They're for kids from kindergarten to 12th grade. So age 6, really to adult size. Any shoes you can buy. I usually head to the clearance sections and see what shoes are on clearance and try to get, closed-toed shoes and sneakers and things like that. And sometimes you can find some great deals. Like at the shoe department, sometimes it's buy one, get one half off, even on their clearance. So I love to head there as well and scope out that clearance section. And if you're going to buy a few pair, maybe talk to the store manager and they'll give you an extra discount because you're donating the shoes you're purchasing. But my Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, and Zelle are all on screen. If it's too hard to go out and shop, and I totally get it if you don't want to do that, feel free to send me a donation like people did yesterday. And trust me, I'm going to put it to good use. I'm scoping all the sites online and in stores to get the best deals possible to help stretch your dollar even farther and help reach my 200 pair of shoe goal. You can, of course, drop off the shoes at the home of Everything Frederick starting tomorrow, Thursday to Sunday, when the shop is open. And we are also taking school supplies for United Way's Stuff the Bus. But thanks to Jennifer and Brian Zimmer from Helping Hands and Caring Hearts, we have a pretty full bin and a box because they dropped off a ton of school supplies for us. And not that we're giving up, certainly. We'll take whatever we can get, but I'd really love to hit that 200 shoe goal. All right, on today's show, I hang out on the Golden Mile. First, I'm at Warehouse Cinemas to chat with Devan and Pieter about what they each do at Highrock. And we discuss the relationship between Highrock and Warehouse Cinemas. And then I check out the Partners in Care Boutique, which I didn't even know existed. It's on Willowdale Drive, and I chat with Michele about the organization that is out to help our seniors who are at home and may need some help. Chris Michaels and Bob Miller join me from WFMD's Morning News Express for news, weather, and sports. Plus, as always, I've got some giveaways for you and all the events for this weekend and next week. Well, and the rest of this week. So let's get this hump day going. We Help You Move is the sponsor of Good Morning Frederick, and it doesn't matter whether you're going across the street or around the country somewhere. Nicholas and his team of moving experts will make the whole process easier. They're veteran-owned and a great supporter of the Frederick community. WeHelpYouMove.com for all the information. Give Nick and his team a call, and he's going to give you some great suggestions, some tips on moving and how to make the whole process simpler. I hate moving, but they love it, and it's in their blood for sure. WeHelpYouMove.com. All right, let's find out what's happening with our local news, weather, and sports. I'm Bob Miller and Chris Michaels from WFMD's Morning News Express. Well, happy hump day. Good morning.
Good morning.
Happy hump day to you too.
So we opened a can of worms yesterday, I think, with your story on the Carroll Creek events, and I'm going to try to feature some people on the show this week. But have you guys gotten any feedback about that?
I've gotten some, that was texted to me. Just, it's like a little bit of both. You get, as you mentioned yesterday, it's a good problem to have. Somebody said to me, and then somebody was like, they care more about the events than they do about the people who have the stores downtown. I mean, so it's like I said yesterday, a double-edged sword. I mean, it really is. I mean, the reason people are coming into Frederick by droves is because of what the downtown partnership is doing, the events that we've had, and the thinking outside the box to have all these events, and it's a beautiful place to have them. But with that being said, if you're, the old saying is, if you're not getting seats in the seats, what good is it, right? Because that's what people really want. They want the people who are paying a good bit of money to be in a brick and mortar store downtown on Market Street or certain parts of Patrick Street or whatever. It's expensive. So they need to be able to, try to accommodate everybody. And that's a tough one. What about you?
Yeah, well, look, I came up with a couple solutions. Here, my thing is here, number one. I hope that the powers that be, because this involves the city Parks and Rec, that's who rents out the Carroll Creek Linear Park, and it involves Downtown Frederick Partnership and all the merchants, and obviously the city. So I really hope, rather than making some carte blanche, rule, I really hope they leave it. I don't want the government involved with rules. I really want these merchants and powers that be to figure out a solution. And I came up with one, really, quite frankly. You're never going to please everybody. But what they should do with the rental agreement, so any organization that comes in to rent the Carroll Creek Linear Park has to designate a certain amount of space, is automatically designated for businesses in downtown Frederick to utilize for free. So you're paying for the space, the event planner, and they have to designate. Maybe it's the whole area right over near the pavilion on that side, or maybe it's all right in front of, Market and Linear Park on the north or the south side. You set it up, and then any merchant that wants to have a table can set up their table there. And then secondly, because I know what they're going to say, we don't have the bandwidth, the staffing, the time to do that. Downtown Frederick Partnership ought to set up an information booth where merchants can give them the incentive coupons, flyers, brochures, whatever. And Downtown Frederick hands out cool little swag bags with that information inside. So then... And they're the information booth. Maybe they say, hey, don't forget to stop up at Retro Metro today because they're going to sell this for $10 if you come in, or whatever, right? So it is promoting the businesses downtown. It's utilizing the traffic that these events are bringing into Frederick. Some people are outside the area or whatever. And I think everybody wins with that.
And these are one of those stories that we love doing because we love getting the community involved. It's a big story. People have opinions, just like, overdeveloping in Frederick. And we love to get the community's ideas. That's why we're so glad people are reaching out to you on Good Morning Frederick, and of course us on WFMD. And that's the whole goal, is to get the community talking. Our opinions are great, but we care about the opinions of the people of the community. That's what really, truly matters.
Yeah, look.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
I like your idea, Dan. I think though the problem might be, as you get these entities involved. I hope like Rick Weldon and the people from the Chamber of Commerce are involved with this. You have Frederick Downtown Partnership. You have the government entity. You have all these people trying to get together. We all know that once a bunch of people get together, they all want their own little slice of the pie. So it could be a little tough. I mean, maybe the space isn't there, and maybe you designate, okay, first come, first serve. We're going to do 60 feet or 120 feet or whatever it is. Most of these tents out there that you have, booths and stuff like that, are X amount of dollars, or wise like 10 to 12 feet at the most. So you're right. I mean, if people are worried about that, then it's an easy solution. Some people just have to kind of come to the table and have an agreement, and I think your idea is a great idea.
Yeah. My other thing is businesses on the whole, it doesn't matter. Just because you're in a downtown area doesn't mean you're going to be successful. And you still have to market your product and service to the people. And so you cannot just rely on Downtown Frederick Partnership to provide foot traffic without you doing the work to let people know that you're there. So that is the other side of that. But yeah, it's been very interesting. So I'm going to talk to as many people as I can over the next few days, pro and con for this, and figure out. And then we have a whole nother issue which has popped up because of this, and it's the food trucks. The food trucks are upset because they can't park at Baker Park or anywhere for more than 2 hours, or unless you're on private property, but there's no place downtown for the food trucks. So there's a whole nother issue there too.
Yeah, well, you know what, go ahead, Chris, I'm sorry.
I was say a lot of these restaurants right now, they're utilizing, besides their brick and mortar buildings, they have food trucks that they also have. And, over where I live, we have a thing called Food Truck Tuesday, where a bunch of food trucks get together in the community, and I'm sure they pay rent to be there, whatever they pay, get together and serve the customers. Food trucks has been around in New York since I can remember, but since COVID hit, it really became big in Frederick because, all the brick and mortar restaurants and stuff were closed down.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's the way you take it to the people, but...
Right. I mean, and, we've always had a problem with food trucks. It's become a little bit lax now. I mean, you remember the city does like a food truck day at the fairgrounds, right? And, they charge like $20 or $25 to get in. Then you got to buy the food. I don't get it. A lot of places out there have food trucks. And like Chris said, a lot of brick and mortars are actually doing food trucks to make their product be a little well known. I get if somebody doesn't want a food truck parked right in front of their restaurant in downtown Frederick. But,
yeah, I agree. It shouldn't be in front of the restaurants. But I do think, I think that there's some communities making headway by having a designated area for food trucks to be invited and come and park and sell their stuff. But yeah, it's again, it's an issue. Like it's you can't please everybody. And I can tell you right now, if you have, let's just say Baker, and I don't know, does Baker Park still do the food trucks on Fridays, or was that just during the pandemic?
I didn't see them this year.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything about it, but certainly, I think if there's, let's just say it's at the Carmack J's parking lot, right? So every Friday afternoons from 11 to 2, they allow food trucks to park there. They're going to complain because there's too many trucks there, or there's 3 barbecue trucks there, or whatever. So you can't ever please everyone, but it'll be interesting to see what the city does with this event space thing. So
you want to? No, go ahead, Bob.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say the thing is too, the reason why these food trucks are popping up so quick, and me and Bob, we talk about this on the show a lot, is it's just so expensive for these restaurants to continue their business in Frederick now with the brick and mortar. I mean, rent is getting astronomical, and it's they can't. There's a really good restaurant, a burger place, and it's skipping my mind right now down in East Street. It was next to that 7-Eleven on East Street. Great burger place.
Oh, Boxcar Burgers.
Boxcar, and they closed that location down and just using food trucks. I don't know
Yeah, and
exactly
they
why, but I'm
have a
assuming because of
location in
that.
Brunswick as well.
Correct.
But yeah, it's
Correct.
too expensive, too hard. Overhead is high, and your profit margin is very low on any restaurant. I think too what I said is do it at the mall. We don't have a food court at the
Right.
mall. Plenty of parking. You can set up a food truck court. But I guarantee you the people in the mall are going to be upset about, the food trucks being outside the mall. So
Yep.
I don't know. Not sure what the solution is there with that. And, I do think that it's an interesting topic that I'm sure we'll be discussing for days and days. So
Ask our friend Dave Conrad, who wanted to have a hot dog cart.
yes.
On Carroll Creek, and the hoops and jumps and everything they wanted him to go through to have a hot dog cart.
Yeah.
And he could be on the creek, but every hour he had to move 10 feet. I mean, it's just ridiculous on some of the.
Well, this
the
is why I
regulations
do
and
not
stuff.
want the government to be involved with the decision on this, because the regulations that then come into play are just, it then becomes really ridiculous. So.
And that drives me nuts because all these small businesses, and we say this all the time, it's the backbone of any community, small businesses, and you're making it harder and harder and harder for them to stay open, these mom and pop places. And that's when you have all these big conglomerate businesses that they're the only ones that can afford to be in your city.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. I mean, really, it's why we started the show, right? It's to highlight, give small business an opportunity to compete, raise awareness, get exposure, and it is very, very tough. I've run a small business. I'm doing it again now. I get it. And these guys took a chance on our town, and we've got to help them any way we can. So anyway, let's move on though to local news and see what's happening in Frederick here.
Well, great topics as always, Dani, on your show to talk about. A West Virginia man was killed in a one-vehicle crash Tuesday morning in Frederick County. State police say at around 7:45 a.m., troopers responded to Raven Rock Road, Maryland 491, near Fort Ritchie Road for a crash involving an overturned tractor trailer. The driver of the vehicle, identified as Daniel Edward Ryan, 41, of Ridgely, was pronounced unfortunately dead at the scene. The road was closed for several hours following the crash. The cause remains still under investigation. One man was medevaced to a trauma center after falling about 50 feet, and this is why I'm afraid of heights, from a cliff at Gambro State Park Monday evening. Frederick County Fire and Rescue says that emergency personnel were dispatched at around 7:45 p.m. They say the man fell 50 feet in an area near Gambro Park Road at High Knob. The man was found in a semi-conscious condition, and plans were to hoist him from the area he had fallen to the state police helicopter hovering in the air, but crews were able to carry the man up to an ambulance. He was transported to the landing zone where he was flown out. There's no word as of yet on the man's condition currently. Of course, our prayers for him and his family that he recovers. No injuries were reported from a barn fire in Jefferson on Sunday. We hear a lot about that in Frederick County, barn fires. At 11:25 a.m., firefighters were dispatched to the 5900 block of Pool Road and found a 40-foot by 60-foot structure fully engulfed in flames. Fire and rescue officials say that all occupants got out safely, and a tanker task force was established to shuttle water to the scene. The fire was controlled by 11:34 a.m., but personnel searched for hotspots. The fire was declared extinguished by 12:02 p.m., and all fire and rescue units and personnel cleared the scenes by 12:30. Great job, of course, to our fire department, and thankfully no injuries and death again came from that. Sentence was handed down on Tuesday to one arrested, and this really, we talked about this, Bob, on the show today, really hit home. Sentence was handed down on Tuesday to one person arrested following a gun battle in downtown Frederick in December of 2022 following the Kris Kringle parade. And why does that hit home? Well, because my daughter with Girl Scouts marched in the Kris Kringle parade a couple of times, and it's very scary that that is occurring over here in downtown Frederick, again, with all the families out there, young children. just don't like hearing things like that. Thank goodness nobody was injured. But anyway, the Montgomery County State's Attorney Office says that Atu Abisi Andemi, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right, 51, was given 30 years in prison with all but 5 years suspended. He'll be placed on 5 years of supervised probation after he's released from incarceration. Ademi pleaded guilty on May 29th to first-degree assault and use of firearms in a felony crime of violence. And again, that's so scary. Now, Danny, Bob, I know you noticed this too. Downtown Frederick, it's gotten so crazy now. They actually have buses and trucks blocking the parade routes now that downtown, just so nobody runs into people, which is really sad times.
Absolutely.
Getting into weather today, partly cloudy with afternoon showers or thunderstorms. Hot and humid, high of 97. It's hot out there with the heat index. We could get up to 110. Chance of rain, 60% tonight. Thunderstorms early, then partly cloudy after midnight. Heavy and torrential downpours at times, low of 71 today. Taking a look at tomorrow, mostly sunny skies, high near 90. So with all that rain, hopefully it's going to cool things down with the high near 90. Partly cloudy early with increasing clouds overnight. Slight chance of rain and showers at night, low at the near 70.
Nice.
Well, it's not 1936, Danny, because that's back in this date. In 1936, the temperature reached 109 degrees.
And that's not the heat index.
No, that's global warming for you back then. That's when they called it global warming before it became climate change. The Orioles. The Orioles and the Nationals both lost yesterday. The Orioles got beat by the Cubs by a score of 9-2. The Nats got beat by Chris Michael's New York Mets 7-5 on Tuesday night. Jordan Westburg going to go to the All-Star game from the Orioles. He is going to take the place of infielder from the Boston Red Sox, third baseman Rafael Devers, who decided to skip the Midsummer Classic next Tuesday to rest his nagging left shoulder. And congratulations going on to the Little League Softball 10-12 state tournament. Brunswick Railroaders, Maya Lowry drove in 5 runs. Brunswick All-Stars rolled to an 11-0 victory over Delmar in the semifinals on Tuesday. Lowry had a 2-run single in the first inning, a 3-run double in the second. In the circle, Brielle Arvoy gave up 3 hits over 4 scoreless innings, striking out 8 and walking 3. And if you're a Commanders/Redskins fan, guess what's coming back? The gold pants. Yes. People have reached out to the team and have lobbied for them to bring back some of the older staples. So the gold pants are coming back in the 2024 season. They just have not determined which games it will happen in.
Nice.
Wait, Bob, the Redskins name isn't coming back?
I know.
Just the pants?
Maybe. You never know. I seriously doubt it, but you never know.
You never know. Yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah. Well, very good. Well, we appreciate you guys. Have an awesome Wednesday. And I'm sure we'll be talking about this event stuff the rest of this week for sure, but we'll see what happens. All right. Have a great day. Oh, I cut him off. Poor guy. Okay. All right. We got to run, though. So, giveaways. Let's talk about that. We got some giveaways for you this week. We'll be giving away the 5 Smash passes at Crash and Catharsis. You got to text SMASH to 888-465-2944. You have 20. You can do it 24 hours a day, and you have until Friday. I'll be giving away those passes then. Of course, you can also win those weekly giveaways of the Maryland Lottery Scratch-Offs. You can get 5 of those. Tree Trekkers, I have a 3-hour adventure ticket for you. And I also have 4 tickets to any regular season Keys game. So, no matter when you're watching this, as long as it's within the week for at least the Smash passes, as long as it's before the 12th at midnight, you can enter to win all of those prizes. So just text us, and we will hopefully select you as a winner this week. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Then we're going to meet Devan and Pieter from Highrock, and Michele is going to show me around the boutique that Partners in Care runs. And that's all coming up right after this.
All-in-One Events is Frederick's #1 source for event rentals and entertainment. Please visit us on the web at www.aioeventgroup.com or call 1-888-727-8902 for more information.
Real estate goddess, yeah. She's the one to get you there. Homes and dreams are perfect, yeah. Shannon Flannery beyond compare.
The Crab Shop is open. Join Habitat for Humanity of Frederick County, Maryland for the 9th annual Blue Crabs and Blueprints celebration on Saturday, August 24th at the Walkersville Carnival Grounds. This family-friendly day includes crabs from JB Seafood, food trucks, live music, and yard games. This fun-filled day supports Habitat's home repair and home build programs, making a difference year-round right here in Frederick County. Crabs must be pre-ordered by August 19th, so don't delay. Get your crabs now for this Maryland-style crab feed.
All right, A&S Construction is a local and award-winning woman and minority-owned business, and it's right here. They specialize in Frederick County. They will fix your roof, your siding, even replace your windows and gutters. And if you want a patio and a deck, or maybe you need yours fixed up, contact A&S Construction. You can call 301-703-2157, or you can email info@ansconstruction.net. Don't forget about that special $750 off any roof or siding replacement, or $50 off any roof repairs. And right now, Sandra is asking for your help to find maybe a local church, or maybe a daycare center, or anyone that might need some help in getting a new roof or some siding or repairs on a deck or patio or anything like that. If you know, or you're part of an organization that needs some help like that, a freestanding building, kind of small, she can't do a huge, mall or anything like that, please give her a call. We'd love to get her some additional business for the rest of this summer. It is info@ANS Construction, or 301-703-2157. Perfect. All right. Oh, let's talk about what is happening in our great town of Frederick. Yes. Speaking of food trucks, happening in Frederick is sponsored by Intense Barbecue, family-owned barbecue food truck and catering company. They cook in small batches to make sure that the food is the freshest it can be. Plus, they can cater your event. No matter how big or how small, no matter what food you want, doesn't have to be barbecue, but their barbecue is amazing. You can contact Rob and Robin at intensebarbecue.com. Remember, it's IN0 barbecue.com. You can satisfy your meat tooth. And I love the fact that they're utilizing Good Morning Frederick to promote their brand. I do think for food trucks, it's important to promote that you're out there, because if you're amongst 10 food trucks, which one are people going to go to? The one where they recognize the name maybe, or, they've seen them somewhere before. So we love them. Thank you so much for the support. All right, if you want to know what's happening in Frederick, you got to go to the Everything Frederick calendar, which you can get if you go to promocircus.com. And then you just have to click on Everything Frederick. Of course, you can get our podcast here as well. And then you just click on the calendar. So today we want to see what is happening. And we have some really big events coming up too this weekend. But let's look at the agenda version so we can see everything a little easier. Hey, did you know that every Wednesday from 10 to 3, Frederick County Animal Control does microchipping. You don't need an appointment. You can just walk in. It's just $20. $20, get your animal microchipped, and it includes registration. So if your animal gets out or gets lost, hopefully they can be returned to you as quickly as possible. So that is every Wednesday. the microchip clinic, and I don't know why it says free microchip clinic. It is a $20 fee, so I'm going to have to update that and make sure that is clear. Also, it is, the summer lunch program is happening at Brunswick still for this summer to help out those kids who count on schools to get their meals. And so the county, it's available at a lot of local schools. Many Title I's have free lunch. I think at Lincoln Elementary and probably also Monocacy Middle, because I think Monocacy Elementary is under construction. They're doing a little work there right now. Food Truck Wednesdays, speaking of food trucks, at Walkersville Community Church this evening at 5 o'clock. You can click on the link to find out which food trucks they're going to have. You know, I know that there is a solution for all of these people somewhere for sure. And the Frederick Keys are home at Nimio Field at Harry Grove Stadium. They play at 7 p.m. against West Virginia tonight. Let's see. Summerfest Family Theater is tomorrow, 10 a.m. at the Baker Park Bandshell. This is great. If you've got elementary school-aged kids, they will so love this event. Every Thursday from 10 to 10:45, there is some sort of entertainment on the stage at the Bandshell. Plus, you can sit and have lunch afterwards. Bring a picnic and bring a blanket. Kids can play in the park and run around and have the best time. Summerfest Family Theater is presented by Celebrate Frederick, and you can check out the website for the lineup that they have there. Let's see what else is happening tomorrow. Well, of course, it is Alive at 5 is happening on the creek, and then Up the Creek is happening from 3 to 6. WFMD is at Sweetie's Ice Cream Shop. Do you know I've never been in there? So I am going to go tomorrow. I will be there, I think, just about 4:45 or 5 o'clock. And I'm going to hang out at Sweetie's with Tim May. And we're going to see what it's all about. And we're going to check out WFMD, who's going to be up the creek there as well. Taylor Swift Bingo is happening Thursday at 6:30. I think this is at Dragon Distillery. It is a Dragon Distillery. If you haven't been there recently, I hadn't been since they first opened, and I went for the Women in Trades, had a happy hour there. Mama Cone and I went. First of all, the drinks we got, delicious. I think Mama Cone had the punch, and I had, I think, like the lemonade with the moonshine. The lemonade, I think it was the lemon meringue pie moonshine in a lemonade. Delicious. So that is at Dragon Distillery on Thursday evening at 6:30. And then Friday, you've got, Explorations and Creativity Lab with Lauren at the Give Rise Studio at 1:30. That is very cool. So that happens at the second and fourth week each month. And I love it. It creates a space for those who want to explore, expand, and express. I love that. I love checking out different types of creative things that people are doing here in Frederick. I think it's fantastic. And let's see. Terry. Is it Terry Fator on the road again? That's the America's Got Talent winner. And his cast of puppets are at the Weinberg this Friday night at 7:30. You can check out to see if there are additional tickets available, but that would be a pretty cool show to see. Then Saturday. I don't know why I continue to forget about mentioning this, but there is the National Clustered Spires High Wheel Race. I am coming up for that. I originally had made plans. I've moved those other plans. My brother is coming in with my nephew on Saturday. We're going to come straight from the airport and check out the High Wheel Race. I have never been, which is a travesty because it is one of the only kind certainly in the country. I don't know about around the world, but very cool. The lawn party at City Hall starts at 11. The race events start at noon and I think go to about 3. Very cool. 2 qualifying heats and a final race to determine the National Clustered Spires High Wheel Race champion. Okay, and while you're down there, go into a lot of the local businesses and say, hey, we came for the high wheel race and we're going to shop at your store right now. So, the National Clustered Spires High Wheel Race. And I don't mean to poke fun. I know running a business is tough and you're trying to do everything you're trying to do. So I get it 100%. You can do tubing on the Potomac River on Saturday as well. I don't know what is the weather looks like there. And then again, the Frederick Keys are home versus Mahoning Valley on Saturday at 6 p.m. And it is Scout Night at the Keys game, which is awesome. On Sunday, let's see what is happening. Oh, there's a plant swap at Rockwell Brewery from noon to 5. I should go to this. I have a bunch of newly planted, I take a lot of cuttings like from my spider plants, which are so easy to grow. And I could take them down and maybe swap them out. That's really cool. So every second Sunday of the month at Rockwell, they do this from noon to 5. Let's see. South Mountain Creamery, the Ice Cream Sunday Challenge. What? A Sunday eating contest? Oh my. You got to register, I think, at the South Mountain Creamery website. That's noon to 2 on Sunday. And that might be good. I don't know if I can eat a lot of ice cream, though. I wouldn't be there for the challenge, but their ice cream is delicious. Delicious. All right, so that gets you through the weekend. Also, some things ahead. August 1st, we don't need that. I just got information about an event called the Distillery Dash on August 1st. I'm trying to get there, but I don't know what's happening with I went way too fast. Way too far. But August 1st, it is a 2-mile run or walk. It's just $10 to participate. And I can do it this way. Look at that. It's a Thursday. And the money goes to preserve Mount Olivet, the historic preservation. And then there's the after party at McClintock's Back Bar. Now, Charm City Run is putting this together, and I met Kristen, and I'll be featuring her coming up very soon. But anyway, she wanted me to let you guys know about August 1st, and I think it is at 6 p.m., the Distillery Dash, August 1st, okay? And then, of course, this is so much easier to do it this way, August 17th, Climbing for a Cause. Get your tickets now to support the American Cancer Society and Relay for Life. We'll be talking with Ashley from Tree Trekkers coming up soon this week. I meet with her this week, and we'll stream it next week. And then Karen from the American Cancer Society will be on closer to the event to talk about all the great things that the funds go toward and I'm sure, raffles and additional things they will have at that event. But that event is a ton of fun. You can climb or you don't have to climb. You can just donate or pay your $5, and that goes toward the proceeds for the American Cancer Society. Come have food from the food truck, and there'll be games and all that sort of stuff as well. All right. That is the events in Frederick. And I tell you, again, the reason why this event discussion is so contentious is because Frederick has a ton of events. And it's a great problem to have that we have a lot of things going on. All right, if you have an event you want included on the calendar, all you have to do is email it to everythingfredericklive@gmail.com. All right, let's talk about who's doing good in the neighborhood. Doing Good in the Neighborhood is sponsored by the Healing Storm. Shannon and her team strive to create an environment where you're seen, heard, and valued. I just had a massage there on Monday. Phenomenal. She's releasing these infused oils, and I think we're going to be carrying them at the home of Everything Frederick, the shop. But she used this lavender infused oil during my massage, and I was so relaxed that I kind of fell asleep at one point. She was talking to me, and I was like, huh? which is the best. It is absolutely the best. But you're going to want to check out the Healing Storm. They focus on alternative holistic healing methods to relieve stress and pain. So they have massage, Reiki, lymphatic massage, and a healing journey program. Go to healingstorm.com to schedule your appointment. Michele Curry tells me all about Partners in Care and their interesting way for volunteers to bank time for their future care. Here is Michele from Partners in Care. On Willowdale Drive with Michele at Partners in Care Boutique. I had no idea this was here.
Well, I'm so glad you discovered us. Thank you so much.
I know. It only took me however long. But what a great, first of all, great little shop that you guys have here.
Yes, we're very lucky. We have donations coming in on a daily basis.
Okay.
We get so many wonderful things, from housewares to clothing to shoes to handbags.
Yep.
So
and
there's always something new to discover.
Yeah, I bet. And that would be fun just to work here, seeing what little treasures come in each day. So on the one side, you can, people of Frederick can donate no children's and no furniture, no children's clothing, no kids either. You can't drop off your kids, but no
definitely
kids,
don't.
No kids clothing. And no furniture, just because of space-wise as well.
Yeah.
But women's clothing and jewelry, and it's a
men's
really,
clothing, pretty much housewares, any items like that. We're happy to have. And just know too that if for some reason we're not able to put it on the floor or sell it over a certain amount of time, we do donate it to AmVets.
Okay.
So we don't throw anything away.
Nice.
So it always goes to either back to our organization or to the AmVets program.
Okay, so tell me, Partners in Care, and I just read on the on your wall here.
Right.
So you are focused on the aging population.
Correct.
And how do you help those people?
So Partners in Care is a nonprofit organization. They've been in Maryland for about 30 years. In the Frederick area, probably, I want to say, close to 9 years. So essentially, we provide services to aging adults that are remaining home, primarily transportation and handyman services.
Oh, wow.
So we are what we call a service exchange. So our volunteers, while they're helping us in the boutique or driving our members, are banking time for the future down the road. So say you drove me to a doctor's appointment, and then in 5 years, you need a ride to the doctor's. You have already banked time.
I gotcha.
So it's a very unique program in that sense.
Interesting.
Not many of the organizations do that, where you can volunteer to receive services.
Right.
In the event that an individual at some point cannot volunteer, we do offer a fee-based option at that time. So. But it's a very unique program in that sense. It's been
I'd
pretty
love
cool.
to see the database on keeping track of all of that, obviously, for years and years to come. Very interesting. So if someone is at home and has any sort of repair, you guys will help?
No, it's very limited.
Okay.
Just because our handymen are volunteers.
Yes, yeah.
We don't have electricians or
Gotcha.
General contractors on hand.
Right.
So they're all volunteer based. So what we focus on is safety related items.
Gotcha.
So if a member needed a grab bar installed in their shower, we would try and make that happen for them. So
how do you get your volunteers, and then how to kind of explain how the whole process works then, if I were to come in? And
I think at this point, if you were to come in and want to volunteer, you go through an orientation appointment with us. You decide whether or not you want to drive for us or work in the boutique or both, or there's other options as well. But I think what's happening now with Frederick is people are starting to hear about us. So every month I'm getting more and more phone calls. Hey, I'd like to volunteer. Or even for individuals that need our services, more and more people are finding out about that now.
Right. Let's just say I was at a point where, I'm elderly and I'm at home and I need a ride.
Okay.
How do
the process?
Yeah. How do they reach
So
out?
essentially, we do a home intake because obviously they're not driving, so we don't expect them to come here. I would go visit with them and another volunteer. And do the application process with them. It's pretty straightforward. It's not income based.
Right.
It's, it's based on needs as opposed to that.
Sure.
So, but we do provide transportation services outside of the county.
Right. So if they're in Frederick County, but they're
Need to go to Gaithersburg or Johns Hopkins even. We have drivers that are willing to go that far.
Right. Okay. And then if somebody hasn't banked their time, then that is all a fee.
That's the member
fee-based-
fee.
Member
The
fee.
fee.
There's
Yeah.
a member fee. Okay, very interesting. What other, so other than transportation, is it really just transportation and handyman type services?
Primarily.
Okay.
Primarily.
Okay.
But, if a member calls in and has some issues with, I've been trying to find a service, we're happy to help with navigation in that sense.
Oh, right.
We're willing to step in, and that's just part of the program itself. We're here to help.
Just to be a resource to them. That's
Yes.
really, really cool. So if there was one thing you kind of wanted people of Frederick who hadn't heard of you to walk away knowing about Partners in Care, what would that be?
Just know that Partners in Care is here to support the elderly in our community. We want them to remain home. We want them to feel safe, and we want them to be able to get out in the community and be a part socially at times too.
Yeah.
So we don't want any of our members to be, feeling as though they can't get to a doctor's appointment or they can't get to the grocery store. We're here to assist in that process for them.
Absolutely. And then is there information on the fee-based structure on your website, or how do people find out about the member?
That's usually a conversation with me,
Okay.
but it's very minimal.
Yeah.
It's, if you want to do a comparison, it's definitely cheaper than an Uber.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
it's very nominal.
Yeah, you're
in that
making,
sense.
yeah, you want to make it so that they can do it if they need it.
Because,
and
a lot of times some of these individuals aren't a fixed income.
Right.
I mean, who isn't these
Right,
days? But
absolutely.
it's definitely an affordable.
Yeah. So is there, and I still feel like you guys are kind of new in Frederick, do you guys have any sort of goals on like numbers of members you want, or any sort of thing like that you're trying to achieve, over the next 12 months or so?
Right now, I don't have an actual member, goal in that sense. As an organization, we strive to make sure that we are getting out in the community so they're aware of us, and that way we can bring in as many as possible.
Yeah.
So.
And so, as a nonprofit, you fund primarily through the boutique then? Okay.
And donations.
Okay.
Or sponsorships as
Okay.
well. So, and then back to the fee-based thing for some of
Right.
our members, that goes all back into the program
Yeah.
and allows us to continue doing what we're doing.
Yeah. Do you guys do any fundraisers specifically like throughout the year?
Frederick currently has not,
Okay.
Since I've been here, but our Pasadena office does.
Okay.
So that we do a bowl and oyster event
yeah.
in November. So if you want to go to Pasadena, check it out. It's on our website.
Yeah.
But it's more based on, we go to elder expos, we go to nonprofit summits, we do those kind
Right.
of things and get the word out.
Yeah.
So people then end up donating. It's a lot of outreach.
Yes, absolutely. Because obviously, the more people who know about you, the more you can help, and the more hopefully donations or funds
Exactly.
that you'll get to keep going, long term. Now, I think you said so. The Partners in Care corporate organization has been around how long?
30 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
just this year.
Okay,
Yeah.
very good. Excellent. Well, I guess it's nice to kind of have other locations that have built and grown. You kind of have a blueprint on
Right.
what made that work. And
Yes.
how are you finding the Frederick community when you are out in, do you work with other organizations here that also work with?
I'm trying to, absolutely, especially like home health care organizations.
Yeah.
Because we don't offer that service, but they do.
Sure.
Where they don't offer transportation, but we do.
Sure.
So we kind of go back and forth with that. And I'm trying to make sure that all these organizations here are aware of Partners in Care
Yeah,
and what we
you do.
provide.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, because I think you're all once somebody is in need and they have a connection with one person, it's much nicer if they can kind of still deal with that one person and that one person can filter information until they
Right,
kind of
and
hand it
help them
off
navigate
to the right,
navigate, yes.
to the right place. That's fantastic. So, what is the website where people can
It's
go?
partnersincare.org.
Okay, very good.
So-
And like you said, is there a reason you guys focus on donating to veterans? And I saw on the back you have a veterans banner hanging up here that you support.
Well,
and
Partners in
vets.
Care fully wants to support our veterans.
Yeah.
The program is essentially, we try and match veterans that might want to be a phone buddy with a veteran that can't get out of the house, or a veteran, a driver who was a veteran is picking up a member who's going to a doctor appointment that's a veteran. We try and match them up like that.
That's great.
Because they have some commodity there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that'd be very nice. Maybe they find a new friend
Right.
too amongst all
Well, that ends up happening because a lot of our volunteer drivers will tend to pick up the same member.
Right.
So it ends up being a social interaction for the member
that's
and the
great.
driver.
Yeah.
So I've heard some great stories
I
from
bet.
members and drivers on that side.
Everybody wins. We
Yes,
love that.
yes.
Well, Partners in Care, if you want to come shop at the boutique, it is 5 Willowdale Drive, right on the end. We're kind of right behind Kentucky Fried Chicken, or KFC now. They took the fried out. Anyway, you can come see Michele, the volunteers, and the other managers here. Shop for some goodies. You never know what you can find. Or if you want to donate, you can do that when they're open. You said 10 to 6.
Monday through Saturday.
Monday to Saturday. We want to thank Michele and Partners in
Thank you,
Care
Danny. Thank
for
you
being
for coming
a part
here
of the
today.
great community.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks.
you're welcome.
Come see us.
All right, Partners in Care, very cool little thrift store, and you can check that out. We're going to take one more quick break, and then you're going to meet Devan and Pieter from Highrock. That is coming up right after this.
Elevate your next party with Dreamscape Slumber Events. Over 12 themes and customization available for kids, teens, and adults to enjoy. Don't have the space? We have solutions for that too. Search Dreamscape Slumber Events on Facebook.
Dream Free Art, Frederick's first and only splatter room. New location, new beginner-friendly artful shenanigans for all ages. Come sling paint and make a masterpiece in Dream Free Art's splatter room, or join us for a fun and unique art experience. Book your next birthday party, corporate event, date night, or family outing at dreamfreeart.com to unleash your inner artist today. Dream Free Art. Free your creativity.
All right, we can't wait. We're going to Dream Free Art soon, setting up a girls' night there. Can't wait to try that. All right, let's talk about who's making the market. Market Makers is sponsored by Ori Custom Florals. Whether you're looking for a single flower order or flowers for an event, or maybe even a monthly subscription for some flowers, you can rely on Ori to create florals reflecting your individual needs and style. He is amazing at that. Get the details for all of that, including that monthly floral subscription. What a great gift that would be to somebody here in the area. You can get the details at oricustomflorals.com. Devan and Pieter are two of the people at Highrock that help businesses increase their reach and cement their brand in the market, or maybe even create a brand. I sit down with them at Warehouse Cinemas, and you'll understand the relationship to Warehouse when you watch this. Let's talk with Pieter and Devan. At Warehouse Cinemas with Pieter and Devan from Highrock. Highrock is not Warehouse. Warehouse is not Highrock, but you are related.
Yes, I would
Kind
say
of.
yes.
You're like step siblings.
Yeah, cousins, really close cousins.
Yeah, close cousins. All right, Pieter, you are director of marketing
Yep.
for Highrock, which is really an ad agency.
Yes, exactly. Or yeah, marketing agency
Yeah,
for sure.
marketing agency,
Yeah.
yes. You help businesses large and small.
Yep. Yeah, we are, we have major clients like, Martin's Potato Rolls and Giant Foods and Volvo, and then we have, medium-sized clients. We always say, our best clients are the ones that already have enough of a budget where they're spending money on marketing, but also need extra support.
Yeah, fair enough. And there are quite a few of them out there.
Yep.
We talk about it every day because even with what I do, it's all about exposure, frequency, brand.
Yes.
And the more that is defined, the more successful business is, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We work with a lot of, what we do, like once a month we'll do a webinar for small businesses, sort similar to you. And you're right, so much of it is just passing on those tips of how you get started, because our goal is always, we want you to grow to a point where you actually say, I don't want to deal with marketing anymore, I'll hire somebody else to do it. So.
Right. And then you guys can do everything from start to finish.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. Devan, your role at Highrock, what do you do?
So I'm considered the cinema marketing specialist there.
Okay.
So that's because one of my largest clients then with Highrock is our cousin company.
Our very close cousin.
We're very close cousin, Warehouse Cinemas. So I do coordinate all of the marketing and advertising for all of our Warehouse Cinemas locations, which we now have 3 of. So
yes.
It's great.
And that, I would assume, keeps you very busy because there's stuff in and out all the time. Are they the same for every screen, so you only do it by location, or okay, so all the same ads run every screen?
Yeah, per location, per month, so they change before every month.
Right.
Per location, so our Baltimore location has, of course, more Baltimore area businesses.
Sure.
Frederick and Leitersburg have been sold out all year, and they're filled to the max with local businesses, organizations, government, schooling systems, everything. So it's fun to coordinate with them.
You guys don't really have to
give them
reach
that outlet.
out and sell the space anymore, right?
Not anymore.
You're like turning them away.
It's a great outlet for small businesses to be able to afford something with such a huge ROI when, even digital marketing lately can't touch it. So
Yeah, and I think it adds to really sort of our DNA of being local. Because if you go to some of the national chains and you're watching Pepsi commercials and things like that, and Toyota commercials, people are, it doesn't feel local, but when you come to Warehouse, it's mostly local people. You see local faces. I love that when we have local actors or even people like the city of Frederick, we have an ad and some of their staffers are in the video and they'll say, everybody keeps coming up to me saying, I saw you on the big screen. Yeah, we got to get you in an ad.
Yes, we do, in another ad.
Yeah, right.
Yes, my former company, I was on the screen, and I get texts all the
I
time
saw
from
you,
people.
I saw you.
Yeah, you're on the big screen. So yeah, it's really great. And when you get that feedback as a business, you're like, okay, somebody's actually seeing it and paying attention, which is hard to get in marketing, right? What is one piece of advice that you can give any business right now who might be looking to say, okay, I don't even know, do I have a brand, or what are the key things that you would tell a business right now are important to think about?
Well, what I always go to, because I think people come in and they ask questions like, do I need a Facebook page? Well, yes, you do. Well, then what do I put on that Facebook page? Well, let's start with, why are you in business? There's something passionate that made you start this company smart. And I think one thing we're all equally amazed with social media today is how willing people are to watch content that might even be just like behind the scenes of how you run a wine shop or something like. It can be fascinating content. So if you are passionate about something, if you are a hairdresser and you have your own salon, I mean, most people love makeover stories, so right there you can do content. But if you're, a bookkeeper, I've seen TikToks where bookkeepers literally do videos about the strangest requests they get for balancing a budget, or what's the difference between a bookkeeper and an accountant. And then, or also they do something nice in the community for somebody, like maybe do bookkeeping for a nonprofit. All that's content, and that's all helping your brand.
Yes, absolutely. And I think Gary Vee says it best, is you set up the camera, you let it roll, you will be shocked at the number of people that watch. Yes. I mean, my husband watches some of the drain videos, right? Drain clearing videos.
Oh, those are the best.
Yeah.
Those are the best.
My favorite are the carpet cleaning ones.
Yes.
So,
well, yeah, we know why people like the carpet cleaning ones, right? the guys that get down and hammer.
Yes, that too. But look, you have to just adjust your perspective on what. It's not what you think is interesting.
Yes.
Because a lot of us who do something every day think it's mundane because we do it every day.
Right.
But there are a lot of people who go, oh my gosh, it's so cool what you're doing, right? And so I think allowing somebody in on that is very effective.
And you've probably found this too. I know Warehouse is definitely keeps an eye out for this, but look for those customers that you truly are doing something that just even changes, we could say life-changing, but even just makes them have a better day. So, because, if you're providing a service, you're helping, like let's go back to the bookkeeper, you're helping somebody stay open as a business, they're gonna be willing to talk about it. If you're probably doing a service to them where they're almost, hopefully your friend.
Yeah.
And then when you need somebody to talk about your business and do a testimonial, most of the time they'll say yes.
Yeah,
and the other thing is you can ask them, can I tell your story? They might be somebody you want to interview about their business or how you helped them. And that's more content for the passive marketing that we rely on today.
Yeah. For you, Devan, if you have a tip for somebody, I'm sure you've seen some videos come through and things like that. Do you offer feedback at all or suggestions, or you just kind of take them and schedule them?
I honestly do give very honest feedback. I think as my position at Highrock, it would be unjust if I didn't say you're wasting your money running an ad and paying for it when either your static ad or your video is not great for your brand. So I do give that honest feedback.
She's gentle about it.
Some of the times I fixed it myself, just, hey, the deadline's coming up. Let me just redo it for you. Let me, just kind of do that on the house at Highrock. Like just, hey, let's put something up on the big screen that people will engage with or that sounds better or looks better. But it's more and more lately, I think that people have gotten the drift of making good content for those things. So it's gotten better the past few years that I've been managing it.
And sometimes it's not about the polish, right? Because sometimes the most effective videos are the ones that are homemade or have that grain about them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I've got a new one coming up for a local business in Frederick, the Rage Factory, and of course Deadpool's coming out, and Crystal made a really fun, unpolished video. They run a nice, really well-made polished video all the time.
She was just on this show.
And and so she made a really funny one. I ran into her actually at the movies here not too long ago, and I was like, "You're gonna make a fun one for Deadpool?" Because of course, Deadpool, Rage Factory, they go hand in hand. She's like,
that's so perfect.
So, she kind of did definitely make a more candid video to run this month, and I'm sure it'll go over really well for her business. And it's fun. It'll make people laugh.
Yeah.
So if people are out there, businesses, and they say, you know what, I think maybe I need at least to get some advice or talk to somebody, what's the best way for them to reach out?
So if they go to highrock.com, actually, we do a free service where we'll do a 30-minute consultation, and it's not a sales pitch. It literally is, we want to learn about your business, and we can give you some quick feedback. And that I'm amazed how often people take advantage of that. I enjoy those conversations because it's fun to get to know people and give them quick tips. So definitely highrock.com. I think you go to the bottom and you can sign up for that as one easy way. On-screen advertising, just Warehouse Cinemas, right?
For the on-screen advertising at warehousecinemas.com if you want to email me, or on the Warehouse Cinemas page. And for Frederick businesses and nonprofits, everyone, if you're a member of the Chamber of Commerce of Frederick County, we still give the first month free. We've done that, and we do still have that to help, especially smaller businesses.
Well, Good Morning
but
Frederick
everyone
might need some ads on the big screen.
There you go.
Remember, I love it.
We can definitely work that out.
Wait till kick somebody out.
Well, the spots come available.
I know she'll let me know for sure. What has been the biggest challenge in your role, Pieter, being with Highrock for as long as you have? Is there kind of one overarching challenge that you face?
Well, it's funny, when you're in charge of marketing for a marketing agency, it's sort of like a newspaper writer trying to write a novel. You spend your days doing marketing for others. To find time to market for yourself is hard. But I think most of that is just, some of it just comes naturally with, like you said, doing some of the webinars for small businesses. That keeps me honed on the marketing side because I'm out there talking to businesses, giving them, and hearing what their challenges are. So I think, it's like everybody else, it's finding the time and setting your priorities on what's important for, and staying organized for what's important for the next quarter and the next year.
Yeah. Devin, do you have any challenges that you faced being at Highrock?
Not necessarily. We always laugh that everyone thinks I work for Warehouse Cinemas instead of Highrock, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who, pays my bills, guys. It's, I'm there to help the local businesses, which is nice, and I'm one of the people that, especially works with Pieter and my coworkers to host our webinars and our workshops, and we have one coming up, so that's also
a fun one coming up in August.
We have a very fun, unique event coming up in August at Tree Trekkers, actually.
What?
It's a Tree Trekkers.
Yeah, we haven't announced it yet, so it'll roll out the registration sometime next week. But August 14th, 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. We're actually hosting a happy hour evening event, and it's going to be it's going to be to check the wellness of your brand. It's every business, or even if you're just a single person that might want to open a business or a nonprofit or work for an organization. It's also going to teach you how to brand yourself, because a lot of people forget that even when you work for a business, you are still a brand individually as well. So August 14th, 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. It'll be outside, but trust me, it'll be cool.
It'll be underneath.
The Tree Trekkers.
We have shelter. We have shelter.
Yeah.
And what puts the happy in happy hour?
Well, we are going to have healthy cocktails and mocktails provided by 10th Ward. So,
we love 10th Ward.
And also some
Tree Trekkers.
And some healthy snacks as well. We'll have there, and some really, really great networking and educational aspects to the event.
So to get an invite to that, should they email you, or how can they, where can they find the registration?
Yeah, so if you like Highrock's Facebook page, that's probably the easiest, honestly, because we'll definitely be posting the event page on there, as well as Tree Trekkers we're partnering for this event with.
We'll be promoting it.
Yeah. So we're going to be promoting it everywhere.
We'll make sure we post on the group as well.
Yes.
It is limited.
I want to get my spot before you put it on.
I'll save you one. There's limited availability, so it's max to 80 people for this event. So
well, now 79 because she's coming.
Now 79, so
79 people because she's coming.
Set up.
Very good. Well, look, we appreciate your time, and I do think I'm so passionate about branding. It's really why I started this show, is to give businesses the opportunity for exposure, but it's so important to make the impact while you're doing it. And the better your brand, the better the consistency with the messaging, the clearer people are on what they're trying to achieve, the better, right?
Yes.
And so
thank you for evangelizing that. That's really important. It is.
I don't know how well it's working, but it is. I think when people hear it enough, sometimes it becomes part of it. But if you are ready to take that next step, and like Pieter said, they like to work with companies that have spent money marketing and are just trying to kind of take it up a notch, then there'll be good candidates for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Well, you can contact them, highrock.com, and Warehouse, we love them too, because obviously, biggest clients. Well, one of them. Closest
cousin. Good cousin. Very good cousin.
Closest in relation. All right, we want to thank Pieter and Devin for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
All right, Highrock. Yes, I need to get back on the big screen at Warehouse Cinemas. All right. I want to take just a minute for a shameless plug. Last night I did attend my first SAS Girls Night Out for their release to support our friend Ashley from Tree Trekkers, who's on the cover of SAS magazine. She is a cover model. Oh my goodness, a great photo of her. It's their adventure issue, and was excited to get out there. But we've been nominated in just 3 short months of life here in Frederick. We've been nominated for podcast or media, I guess, and then a woman in business. So you can vote every day. If you go to that bit.ly/, you have to use, it is case sensitive, all upper SAS, upper B best, upper P podcast. If you put that in, you will get right to where you need to go, and we appreciate the support. I don't think, who knows what we'll do. Again, we've only been around 3 months, and there's some really, really great people who have been nominated as well. Some whom I've actually just voted for because I do believe in what they do too. All right. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. Tomorrow, I meet 2 people I've never met before. Greg Morton, who is a part of the Frederick County Sheriff's Office, and Renee Delascavage of Renee's Music Studio. I can't wait for you to meet both of them because they are phenomenal people. A reminder, we've got Good Morning Frederick podcast available wherever you listen to your downloads. And of course, we're on all the socials. So when you have a minute, please click like, comment, follow on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. All right, Frederick, get out there, make us proud, and be great.
From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Morning Frederick, rise and shine. A city so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Your host Dani, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up